Yo, it's Annie McDaddy coming at you live from the Untitled Podcast, and that's the intro my mother suggested. Today's guests, once again, are my uncle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fanboy, former professional golfer, and binging with Babish wannabe, and my auntie, bargain shopping queen, ex-substitute teacher, and she loved every minute of it, and animal lover. And here we are. Are you guys vibing?
Excellent. We're vibing.
I was vibing until you said what you said about substitute teaching. No.
Oh, yeah, you told the vibe.
Mm-hmm. We were trying to think of stuff to say in the car for y'all's intro, and Mom was like, say something about how she was a substitute teacher. And I said, okay, I know exactly what to put. I know exactly what to say. Are you guys vibing? I'm vibing, sipping my little McDonald's drink.
Vibing today. We got afternoon vibes over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I went to sleep at 3 a.m. last night. 3 a.m. I didn't even have caffeine yesterday, so don't know why that happened. And I woke up when my alarm went off at 9 a.m. and I felt like I was crawling out of a grave. Excuse me while I sneeze.
You literally went to bed when we were waking up. It was 8 o'clock our time. We were like, time to start our day. Oh, that's awful. But no, like the sleep schedule stuff, like it's an eternal struggle. Like I think my body lives on like a 26-hour clock, and it would just be better to just, because it wants to constantly
stay up.
I want to stay up a little 2 hours later, wake up 2 hours later, and just repeat.
The hardest thing for me is that the lighting here is never the same. Like it's not like, as we move closer to June, the days get longer and longer and longer, and like it's such a mind freak to like wake up. I shouldn't say the word.
Nice censor.
Yes, I don't want you to get demonetized.
Annie's frozen and muted.
No, I'm blowing my nose. I can hear everything you're saying. However, I'm having an allergy attack.
Okay.
Fair enough. No.
Well, let me finish that thought. So like the days get longer here, and like I wake up I'm like went through the whole winter, and you wake up and it doesn't get light out until like 10 o'clock. Right. And then now it's like lights coming in at like 7. The next day it'll be in at 6:30. The next day it'll be in at 6 a.m. And I just don't know what to do. Like I can't function.
Oh yeah. I mean, going to bed, having light at 11:30 p.m. light comes in at 3:30 a.m. It just kill myself. No, it's honestly sometimes I think it's worse than winter. Darkness. You good? You good, dog?
LOL. We're talking about the real topics today on the Untitled Podcast, killing ourselves over the sun coming up. You know how it is. You know how it is. Comment down below if you know how it is. Well, I don't experience anything like that. So, love to see that, I guess.
No,
the sun's over here.
You are dealing with literally like an inch thick of pollen covering.
Oh yeah, that's true. We have not had the pollen hit us. There's zero green outside. There's no grass. There's no leaves. It hasn't even thought about coming out yet. So.
Hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear the pollen is super thick this year.
Yeah. On the inside of my car door, like where the door itself rests when it closes, it's so caked in just pollen. You could scrape it off with a knife and just put it on your toast. Like it's that thick.
Disgusting.
And it's awful. And yeah, I've been having an allergy attack every day. Yes, I did have an allergy attack as soon as I got back here for spring break and had a fever for 2 days because of it.
Jesus.
We all love that during COVID.
Yeah, exactly, right? The best thing to have symptoms.
And in Montevallo, first we've got the pollen, and we've been having tornadoes constantly for the past like 2 weeks.
Oh God. Has there any been like bad damage stuff? Like what was it, 2 years ago when like crazy bad damage came through?
Yeah.
Has there been anything awful though, or just having to hide and wait for it?
Well, I was on campus last Wednesday, like not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before we went on break. So a week and a couple days ago, we didn't have any damage in the city of Montevallo, like on the campus. But then this past weekend, or like a couple days ago, whenever they had the tornado, there was a bunch of damage, apparently.
Yikes.
Hate to see it.
Stay safe, Nibbling. Damn, that's the real shit over there.
Comment down below if you have tornadoes where you live.
Keep that engagement up. You're gonna start a Patreon soon?
Oh, when the channel blows up, I've said it before and I'll say it again. When the channel blows up, and by that when I mean I get over 100 subscribers, yeah, I'm gonna have a Patreon. Yeah, I'm gonna have one.
Excellent.
For sure, dude. Oh, for sure. For sure, dude. Yeah, look, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a little Patreon throwback to whatever episode it was in the bloopers when we said we'd have a little scratch and sniff for the microphone scent.
That's right.
So that the patrons could smell it as we're smelling it. Speaking of bloopers, this is completely unrelated, but the last episode I released, which was like 2 or so weeks ago, we talked for 10 minutes before I even did the intro. We were just talking with the camera on, recording for 10 minutes, and then I did the intro. So we had 2 minutes of video footage at the beginning of the episode. You're welcome. If you're a person who watched that, you're welcome.
That camera.
Because we do it for you.
Jesus, that camera though. Like, oh boy, that camera.
Look, she's doing her best. She tries her best, okay? Look, she's really trying her best, and that's all we can hope for, really.
In these times, really.
I got an SD card that's got like a fat like memory shit inside of it, and it gave me 2 extra minutes of video footage.
Yeah, I was about to say, from my experience, it's all about like the camera timing. It doesn't matter how big or obviously you will run out of space, but like, and Canon cameras, that's what you film on, right? Like,
yeah.
I was about to say, I think it's like, it's better. It's like 30 minutes at the most for me.
Now we're talking shop. I feel so left out. Yeah. We got like,
LOL.
Just influencers talking shop.
On our level. Yeah. But like, so this camera is absolutely not for filming. It's for taking pictures. And so like, I can't really be mad at the fact that it only records for 12 minutes. But, and so now it's just a thing. It's just a thing on the Untitled Podcast that the camera cuts off.
Exactly. It is literally the brand now. So yeah, it's perfect. If it doesn't, I would be mad if we see the whole video.
Well, we do.
Like
this one.
Well, this is the only one. Special.
Well, I could remedy that in a second.
There we go.
See, I can just put it right on.
Now.
Again, I'm okay with it. You know?
Just want to stare at myself.
Exactly.
The way I was sitting in here before y'all got in here, and I was like, just staring at myself, like it was all very dramatic, honestly. So we've got a few topics to talk about. I don't know what y'all want to start with first, but I kind of want to get out of the way my little situation that I had in Animal Crossing that I forgot to talk about in the last episode. So we all know if you're a gamer and you play Animal Crossing, you know about the little reactions that your little villagers teach you. And so I talk to all of my villagers every day to try to keep the friendship points up or whatever. And so I was walking around talking to Norma, and I walked up and I like pressed A to like engage or whatever. And she said, "Have you heard of Glee?" And then it's like capitalized and in blue, so it's separate. And the absolute visceral reaction I had to being asked that question was astounding. I thought she was asking me, for some reason, I thought she was asking about the television show Glee. I physically lurched backwards. My heart started racing. I was afraid for my life. And I hit A to advance the dialogue. And then it said, oh, something about reactions. And I was like, okay, false alarm. But just like the reaction I had to thinking that I was being asked about the show Glee from this video game character was like nothing I'd ever experienced in my life before. The absolute terror I experienced in that moment.
Norma just
and it was just
through your screen. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It was just after Delynn came to my island for the first time. And I was like, did she say something? Did they ask her about TV or something? I was like, what is happening? And it was just a reaction. It was a false alarm, but I was afraid for my life.
Can I tell you about my most disturbing or my recent most disturbing interaction with one of mine? You witnessed it the other day. So Graham was one of the first motherfuckers that moved in on my island, and I hate him. I hate him so much. I've been trying to get rid of him for almost the entire year that I've been playing now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do. He called one of my favorites. I walked up and they were having a conversation, and I was like, what are they talking about? Because one of them looked kind of ticked off, and I was like, what are they talking about? Walk over there. He won't stop calling her mom. It was disturbing.
It was so disturbing.
And she was like, don't call me mom. And he was like, but like, I'm just practicing. And he kept calling her mom. It was
It was the weirdest.
It was entirely inappropriate. And I was not okay with it.
And of course it was Graham.
It was Graham.
Of course it was him. He's the worst one.
I hate him.
You've hit him so many times.
I've hit him
with the net to make him leave.
I haven't talked to him for months on end. He trolls the fuck out of me. He'll get one of those little bubbles. I'll go over there and I'll be like, yeah, you're gonna leave? And he'll be like, I want to buy your, and it'll be always something that I don't want to freaking sell either. And I'm like, no, you can't freaking buy it.
Yeah. Yep. I love the idea of just that moment when the video game just reaches through the fourth wall and you're like, holy shit, the machines have risen up. They're taking over.
Yeah. This is the end of humanity.
Yeah, this is how it goes.
We're now living in the age of AI, okay? Like, humans are about to become obsolete because this fucking video game character asked me about the television show Glee. and now I'm gonna die.
Exactly.
But like, I don't think you understand. I almost died. Like, have you ever had a near-death experience? That's what it felt like from Norma asking me, have you heard of Glee?
She's super
I kid you not. I literally, my heart was racing. I was sweating.
Yeah.
I'm sure my pupils were very dilated. It was all very dramatic.
Yeah, I would have felt, my guard would have been really down with Norma because she's super cute, and then it would have been
just smacked.
Yeah.
It's very true.
I was holding my little Switch and I went like that. I literally just sat back and I was like,
I feel like, so back when I was playing video games as a kid, there was a Mortal Kombat game where it had like a mode that you could enter, and it would, I don't know, it was like just a dumb little like button mashing mode where you try to like chop through things or something. There was something, and I remember just waiting because like I liked hearing the music, and I remember just wait and listen to the music, and then like the boss comes over.
For that literally lasted so long. Y'all were frozen as shit, and then y'all came back, and I was like, "Ooh, I can't hear anything."
We were cracking up because we could hear everything, and it would pause, and you would freeze, and then you would play in super fast motion, and it would be the funniest thing to watch you take a drink really quickly, put on chapstick really quickly, and like.
You want to see some speed shit? Going fast as hell.
Did you want to tell your story? What you were saying?
I don't even remember or care. Holy crap. No, it was just because, yes. Oh, right. No, I was listening to the music. I want to listen to the music. And then when you listen to the music too long, it like the game taunts you and then like says something like, do it, you wimp, or something. Or like, and I remember like literally being like, oh my God, I turned it off. I was so scared. I turned it off. I left. I was so scared.
What game?
It was Mortal Kombat. It was one of the Mortal Kombat games, one of the sequels, or I think, but yeah, it was just some dumb mode where you're like, it's not a fighting mode, it's some other gameplay mode. But yeah, when it did that, I was very scared.
I feel like that would freak me out.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 8, 9. Yeah, that was enough for me.
That's so funny. My fear from being asked about the show Glee comes from all these little memes that like my generation has been tweeting about Glee. My favorite one that I've ever seen said something like, who feels like a war criminal but isn't actually a war criminal, and then it had Mr. Schuster from Glee. Like, it was his picture.
I don't know.
I was about to say, I'm so lost. That makes me feel so dumb and old because I've never watched any of the show.
Yeah.
Literally not a
If
single
I'm
episode.
being honest, like I have a weird thing where I don't like certain actors, mostly actresses, for like little to no reason.
Some internalized misogyny.
Little to no reason. It's true. And Leah Michelle is on the list.
Yeah.
On a very short list of people that I just do not care to watch at all. Like,
apparently she's also like a shitty person in real life. A lot of her co-stars were like talking about she was awful on Glee. Like, she was so mean, like she was racist, like all this kind of stuff. And like,
yeah, I just don't vibe with her. Never have. I don't find her interesting. I've never thought about her.
Let me tell you though, it makes choosing movies awful to watch because it's who was on that list? Amy Adams.
Amy Adams is
on that
high
list.
up on that list. She's like number one possibly.
So I'm like, great. Now I can't watch Zack Snyder's DC universe ever again, and that's the only reason.
Why would you though?
It's not because
why would
they
you?
are pure cinema. They are art. The Snyder cut.
So let's talk about the Snyder cut for a minute, because I didn't even know it was happening. Okay, I didn't even know, and so I don't keep up with DC that much. Like the movies, I'm like, okay, like ooh, so a movie coming out. Okay, maybe I'll see it at some point, but I don't follow it. So I was like, what even is this? I was like, what is this? And so then BuzzFeed released a little article about it that was like 40 something changes made in the Snyder cut, and I said okay, and so I read it. So now I understand what it is, why it exists, and what's different about it. And I'm like, okay,
but are you gonna see it ever? Do you care?
Probably not.
That's the best attitude.
4 hours of my life wasted.
Yeah, first of all, 4 hours, dude. What the fuck?
I feel very passionate about this subject because
Let's get into it.
I like DC. I like Batman's one of my favorite superheroes. Superman is probably my absolute favorite superhero, and I like fell in love with Superman's story while like I read one little comic and also watched Smallville back in the day when we first got married. I love Superman, and so when Zack Snyder gets his hands on things, he's historically just does too freaking much. It's like you can't tell a whole story, and like I feel like he just I don't know.
He also like presents.
Do you think it's like?
Oh, sorry.
Do you think it's too much at one time? Like he tries to pack in too much into one film?
Yes. Like making Batman hate Superman and like showing just 30 minutes of Doomsday in Batman vs Superman. Doomsday was the coolest bad guys ever.
Yeah.
And like he didn't get any. I mean, he was just like glazed over. I'm like, that's so boring.
And it's funny you use glazed because he looked like a glazed donut.
He did.
He was like gross. He was slick.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
The whole I mean, okay, part of that I feel like maybe it's not Zack Snyder's fault because they went from Man of Steel, which was essentially their Iron Man, then they had to jump to like Batman versus Superman, which was basically Civil War. Then they had to do Infinity War and Endgame all in one movie with Justice, and like that's insane.
So probably the studio or whoever owns it was like, we want to push these movies out. If I don't anybody who's like okay with directing something like that, I still wonder like, okay, you're on board with doing that though. Like you can choose not to sign up for something like that.
My biggest problem is like everyone else's problem too, is the tone is so dour and just like dark, and these are gods and gods among men and
like, ooh, it's gritty. Like, ooh, ladies, we're getting gritty tonight. Like
exactly. But to be fair, I will say Justice League Snyder Cut was not as gritty as I thought it was going to be, and there were jokes in there.
We saw someone's head get bashed in, like fully, like you saw their head explode.
That is true. Explode, decapitated.
It hit the thing.
It was decapitated, and then it was squished. Okay, yeah.
I like, so the length of it, a 4-hour movie, I'm fine with that. Make movies longer. Give me a 16-hour cut. I don't care. I will watch it. I promise. I will. I'm the target demographic for a long form movie. But like I understand why it was re-released, but at the same time, it's like, I've never cared to watch a director's cut of a film. I've never cared to like engage in any of that. So I'm not going to get a free trial for Hulu to watch this, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
I don't.
okay. It's free for us with our HBO Nordic. We got to watch that. Okay. Yeah, we would not be signing up for stuff to.
Yeah.
No.
But I don't really keep up with the DC films. So Batman was my favorite superhero for a long time. I just haven't been super into Batman for the past few years. Not to say that I don't like him anymore, but it was just like I had a period of my life where Batman was my favorite superhero. And when Ben Affleck was casted as Batman, I said, no, thank you. And so then I stopped caring about the movies. I stopped caring about the cinematic universe. And I was like, no, thanks. No, thanks.
Yeah.
Because look, do not look me in the eyes and tell me that Christian Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker is not the best cinematic version of those characters. Look me in the eyes and tell me that.
Very.
I hate Ben Affleck as Batman, but Bo talked into like this Batman is very different. He's been through some stuff, and I was like, I'm willing to give Batman that. I love Batman that much that I'm willing to see how this Batman is portrayed, and I don't feel like it's consistent. Like this Batman at some points is like, oh yeah, he's definitely had the shit beat out of him, and then at some points he's like, if we don't stick together, we'll never make it.
Okay. Batman's whole story in the Snyder cut is stupid. It is so dumb. He's like, but we gotta have faith, and it's like, what are you talking? Yeah, exactly.
He said, with a little bit of faith, trust, and pixie dust, guys, we'll make it through anything.
Yeah.
And maybe the friendships we made along the way were the most important after all. You know?
Exactly.
I like Henry Cavill's Superman. Man of Steel, that movie went absolutely bonkers. And
I enjoyed it too. So many people don't like that movie. I actually liked it.
I thought it was good. But then when they did the whole Batman versus Superman thing, I was like, come on, just say it's an enemy to lovers.
Right?
Like, film. Just say it's enemies to lovers. Just say it.
Martha, your mom thinks Martha. Like,
look me in the eyes and tell me that him pushing that man up against the wall, choking him out,
come on,
did not have a little bit of something in it.
Erotic.
Exactly.
I said, ooh, they're into BDSM.
Okay, the best part of the DC cinematic universe now is Ezra Miller's Flash. Holy crap.
Oh, he's so adorable.
He's just delightful. Like the physicality he brings to it, the whole like yoga poses that he does before, all of it, like fantastic. So
maybe this is controversial now given the recent events with Ezra Miller, but I've been an Ezra Miller stan since I saw them in The Perks of Being a Wallflower when I was 12 years old, okay? That person owns me, okay? I
don't know anything about. Oh God, I feel like this happened last time. Where
it's just like the last episode where I kept being like, "Oh, this scandal! Oh, this scandal! Oh, this scandal!" So apparently, Ezra Miller was like out at somewhere, and I don't know what happened, but this fan was like saying something to them, and all of a sudden, Ezra Miller started like choking out the fan, like grabbed him by the throat and said something. And so then everybody on Twitter was like, what are they doing? What's going on? And so one account I heard was that like the fan said something and they were joking around. And then they were like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if you like choked me for a picture or something? But then another thing I saw was like, no, Ezra Miller was trying to fight that person because they were being like sassy and rude. And so they just like choked this fan out and threw him on the ground. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like I'm such a fan now that I'm like, well, immediately gonna come to their defense and be like, no, whatever.
Yeah, so look, if Ezra Miller called me up right now, I'd say okay. I'd be like, yes, okay. Choke me out for video, Daddy. I don't care.
I just realized that asking celebrities to choke you was like a thing. I recently saw on TikTok that they're like people are rating celebrities on TikTok. That was like a TikTok trend. Like, yeah, they're like, these are people that came into the restaurant that I work at, or these are people that I met at like a and like one of the ladies that I was watching her string of videos, she like literally was like, well, they wouldn't choke me in my photo, but they did smile with me. And I was like, she kept asking them to choke her.
Like, they didn't choke me 2 out of 10 interaction.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Could you imagine if someone came up to you and was like, hey, can I take a picture with you? Will you choke me for it?
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Great.
That's just wild. The things that people say to celebrities is crazy to me. The things that they want them like to do and like say for pictures and videos, it's wild. The way we celebrities in general, the concept of celebrity, let's get into it.
All
That
right.
in itself is like wild to me, honestly.
Yeah.
It is insane. It's this like ownership and like this there's this character I see on my little box in front of me, and that's who this thing is, and it's not a human being. Yeah, exactly. Dance monkey. That is.
Yeah, no, it makes me very sad, and I visually, like, as you're talking about this, I visually go back to working with sex offenders, and I feel like I had similar empathy to like hearing people be just stripped of their humanity, like
I see what you mean.
when they're like it. I mean, obviously not that extreme,
but in the same way that celebrity,
like that's what comes up for me. Like when I think about the way that some celebrities are treated, I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad.
Yeah,
I feel so bad. Like I can't imagine.
To me, it's like an actor or like a singer. Like it's the same thing as like a cashier, except they have a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's like, so would you go into Walmart and talk to the cashier and say, hey, choke me for a photo real quick? No,
right.
you wouldn't. So why would you do that to a celebrity? Like they're just doing a job and they make a whole lot of money.
Exactly.
And for some reason we think of them as like these little creatures, and they're just like out here to choke us in photos. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
It's so funny because, like, I mean, obviously everyone knows that this is like not real and it's a TV show or whatever, and but there's just something about our dumb little primate brains where we're like, no, I know them, we are friends, like we've spent hours together, and
or like when they meet them and they're like only call them by their character name, and or if they're like a bad guy, they're like, hey, cute.
And this reminds me of the little videos I've watched on YouTube about parasocial relationships. Big words today, babes. But like, I don't know, it's just really weird to me how we feel about celebrities. And like when I talk about movies and characters, I try to make it a point to say like, I don't know if the actor chose to do this or if they were directed to do this or if it was just in the script, but I don't like this thing that happened. But it's not the actor's fault that it happened. You know what I mean? Because some people are like, why would you do this to so-and-so, you bitch? And it's like, they were just chasing a paycheck. Come on.
Exactly. At a certain point,
they were doing their job.
Right. That's part of like the really toxic part of fan culture. Like, these comic book movies, they ruined blah blah blah, and it's just, come on.
Well, unless you're Ben Affleck, and then you purposely did
it. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Like there are some, so like with the Ben Affleck Batman, I don't like him as Batman, but like I would never be like, Ben Affleck, you ruined Batman. Why did you sign on to this movie? You're awful. And like some people do that, and I'm like, calm down.
I mean, if somebody offered me the role of Batman, I would do it, and I don't.
Oh, for sure.
At all.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure.
I don't blame him for taking it.
Wait, so okay, hot take then. What do you think of Robert Pattinson as our new Batman?
I don't know, because I don't know enough about like what that movie is gonna be about to like have a judgment on it, because I've seen a few things that Robert Pattinson has been in, and like I don't have anything against him as an actor. I think he's fine. I feel like I'll always think that Christian Bale is the best Batman, but I'm willing to give Robert Pattinson a shot and watch that movie without any like bias going into it. Unlike I was with Ben Affleck, where I was like, this is gonna suck. I don't like this.
Have they actually released any trailer for Robert Pattinson Batman?
I think they had one trailer.
I was about to say, at this point, I just feel like it's just like folklore. Like it's just that he's gonna be Batman, and I've never seen anything with him. And it's been years of people saying he's gonna be Batman.
Well, he had this like little emo haircut, and it was like dyed black, and he was like being emo. Like in the corner or something. That's all I saw. It was like a little trailer.
Weird. I like it.
I mean, I was a tryhard, but I did, but like, that actually, I think, goes against like my judgment of like whether he can be Batman. But I'm actually really excited for just a better Batman version. So I'm really hoping that it's good.
Oh, I mean, like for me, I take the approach of like every comic book movie is just like pizza. Like I will eat every single pizza in front of me, even if they're shitty. I will. So yeah.
What's all this about the new Suicide Squad movie?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's about.
He's on Regal. He was dropping the trailer like yesterday.
So I have a pretty strict rule about not watching trailers. I opened that trailer 4 times and closed it because I was like, oh, I want to watch it so bad. No, I didn't watch it. I haven't watched a single.
That's why I haven't seen it because he makes me watch.
Yeah.
So, what is this movie about?
I don't know because it's Harley Quinn plus a new gang of people, and it's like I genuinely don't know. No.
Does it not have the same title as the other one that came out a few years ago?
I think this is the Suicide Squad
instead of just Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all come together. It's all come together.
I don't care if they recast anybody, but I actually do want Viola Davis back.
We'll see.
I bet she'll be back though.
Who knows?
Well, I did see a picture of her though.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. I feel like maybe it's going to be like almost a meta commentary of like, boy, that first one didn't work too well, like meaning the first Suicide Squad gang, but like secretly we made the movie.
James Gunn would be good at that.
I was gonna say, if anyone could pull that off, maybe it would be James Gunn. So like,
I look here, maybe this is a hot take, but I don't, maybe y'all don't know about this. Maybe I'm bursting your bubble again, but James Gunn had a little scandal about pedophilic tweets. And I was like, maybe I'm not watching his movies again.
Yeah. I remember this because this was when this is why we haven't had Guardians 3.
Yeah, because he got fired.
This is why we've had an entire Spider-Man trilogy in the period between Guardians 2 and Guardians 3. Yeah, so, right.
I'm trying to, it's so hard because I feel like I was literally thinking about this the other day, like how it's like kind of a thin line between cancel culture, yeah. Cancel culture and like being held accountable, like accountability culture. Like that, it's a really hard thing to watch.
Yeah. I don't know, right? And there's no solution. That is why we're
but I feel like if somebody, which he did apologize for past ridiculous tweets and or am I getting him confused?
No, I mean, of course they apologize.
Like
it's not like I defend it. I defend everything.
He's like, yeah, I'll make that joke right now today. Watch me.
And he's like, these were awful jokes that I was trying to be funny. My intent was this, and I realized my impact wasn't this. And I'm like, I'm all for a second chance, like 100%.
Yeah. I know it's it sucks because God, Guardians 1 and 2, they are my favorite Marvel movies.
And see, here's the thing. I think you're invalid for that. That's my least favorite thing about you as a person. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, they are the only ones that actually have a color palette. Every one of Marvel's movies look like concrete mud. Let's see. I mean, of course, the needle drops are fun, and that's what
you love the music.
Don't even say it. Great.
And of course, I listen to them. He owns all the albums.
Of course, the needle drops. Of course, they're great. But Guardians 2, I will stand by it. I love Guardians 2, absolutely.
The second one, I do like that better than the first one. When I watched the first one, I was like, okay, this is a fun little movie. I'll never watch it a second time.
Yeah.
And I saw the second one, and I was like, no, maybe they did something with this one. Maybe they did a little something. It was the dance battle in the first one that really I was like, I don't care. I do not want to watch this anymore. I was like, this is too silly. Yeah, it's too silly. And I don't like Chris Pratt.
That's fair. That's actually fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I've seen so many tweets talking about wait till Chris Pratt hears about this, talking about Star-Lord being bisexual. And every time I see it, I laugh. I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
So he gets a hold of this.
Yeah, he lives in like Texas now, right? Or something. Yeah.
I feel bad after he and Anna Faris. divorce.
Well,
I was really pulling for them.
I think he just,
Mm-hmm.
I think his stardom got too big, and he was like,
Really?
I have no idea.
I mean, well, there's a ton of reasons why I really.
Let's speculate.
I was
Yeah.
completely invested in them together because I was like, two funny people, that should work.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The only thing that I've ever liked Chris Pratt in was The Magnificent Seven.
Oh, yeah.
That's the next, man.
Boy, that was a forgettable movie.
I like that movie. Okay, I've seen it multiple times.
Really?
In my opinion, it's really good. Yes.
As a remake, it holds up, huh? It's like
As a film student,
yeah.
I can certify that. First of all, my opinion is the only one that's valid here because none of y'all have taken any film classes at college. And second of all, as my official opinion, as an official film student, that movie is valid and it's good and you should watch it.
Yeah, we did. It was-
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched so much.
Nah, too much garbage. Just
And my brain has kicked out so much.
We all should rewatch it because it's good.
okay. All right.
So since we're talking about Marvel and all that, I guess we can talk about WandaVision. Ooh. So do y'all want me to start it out or do y'all want to start it out?
No, go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so obviously it's been about 3 weeks since that show came out, so I have no thoughts left about it. So I'm gonna have to like that the
Right.
DreamWorks logo of the boy fishing off the moon. That's me inside of my mind trying to reel up a thought about it. But first of all, love it, obsessed with it, love it. When I first saw that it was coming out, I was like, who cares? Like who cares? And so I was like, I don't really give a shit, but okay. And so then I saw that it was gonna be like, the Dick Van Dyke Show and Bewitched and all this other stuff. So I was like, maybe I'll watch it. And so then I watched it and I was obsessed with it from the first minute. I was like, I love this. I love that show. It's my favorite to now. It's one of my favorite Marvel pieces that they've come out with, period. It goes absolutely crazy. And so recently, like this week, I rewatched all the movies that Wanda has been in. And so I was like trying to remember her like origin story. And when I watched it, I remembered this is why I didn't care about Vision. This is why I didn't really care about this show when it was first announced, because first of all, Vision's annoying as shit in those movies. Oh, he's so irritating. So annoying. Okay.
That's your favorite Avenger.
He's so annoying. In Civil War, he's so irritating. And then Wanda, love her. She just didn't get enough screen time. And so with WandaVision, it made me like Vision. And it made me love Wanda even more. She was on my top 5 MILFs in the last episode. But what are y'all's thoughts on the show? Because I said I love it. So
love it. I enjoyed the first couple episodes, and the episode when we finally left the Hex for the first time.
Yeah.
I was thinking I had just kind of started that episode thinking, how long is this going to go on? Because eventually this will get bored if we don't leave the Hex. And then the episode they left the Hex, I was like, oh yes, this is perfect. Like I'm so excited.
Bring in the shield or sword stuff. Yeah.
I was so excited, and I loved it. I thought it was great. We had one argument over it. And that was it.
We can get to that in a second. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right. No, yeah. So this, I remember, when they were saying, okay, they're going to do WandaVision, they're going to do Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they're going to do Loki, and that's going to be released on Disney Plus. And I remember immediately, I was like, I immediately sorted these in my head of like, I'm super excited for, first of all, anything space and like mythos related. Like that is my favorite part of the Marvel universe. So Loki, I was like, boom, Loki is going to be, I'm so excited for that. Then like the magic and witchy stuff is like, love that. Second, just right there. So I was super excited for WandaVision. And then I'm like, government ops spy crap, like something the Department of Defense has sponsored. Not really excited for. That's Falcon and Winter Soldier. Anyways, jumping into WandaVision, good Lord, that was such a good show. What a powerhouse of a show. And you're right, I love Scarlet Witch now. And holy crap, Catherine Hahn, what a great villain. Just what a great was Agatha all along. Oh my God.
Yeah. That song goes bonkers. Let me just insert that. That song is a bop. I'll be sitting there like, oh shit, it was Agatha all along, wasn't it?
I had a friend who hasn't watched it yet, and I told him, I was like, just don't go on Spotify, because I think it was like the number 2 or number 3 trending song that day. I was like, just do not listen to it. You will spoil everything.
Yeah.
Because it's a bop, and everyone thinks so. Yeah.
Do you want to hear about it?
Well, let me say this real quick. The music in that show, anyway, goes absolutely bonkers. Did you watch the making of WandaVision episode thing?
No.
In that, they talk about how the composers like looked at shows from the time periods they're referencing and looked at music from that era and then composed one, like, you know, I guess melody or something, one like beat, and then translated that into each era.
Amazing. Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Amazing. Yeah, the craft and intention for sure.
I thought it was incredibly intentional. Like really.
It feels good to watch something so intentional. That's exactly right. And yeah, that's the difference between that and Snyder cut.
Which is why we had the argument we had. It was the finale.
Right. Finale spoilers.
And scene. And I go, wow, that was really, I was like, you know what, let's talk about it because we talk about everything.
Yeah,
that was great. I didn't like one line of dialogue. He gets offended by me not liking one line of dialogue. And I explained, and I forget who it was.
Okay.
What's her name?
It was Photon saying this
she looks at Wanda and she says, I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
Like the victims, they will never know what you gave up for them. And I was like, I am triggered. I'm very triggered right now because she was she's one of the first people we meet in the show who like really gets that these people are in anguish. Like she's like aware of how much pain they're in. She's one of the first people to realize it, and she puts it into words. And then as Wanda like figures it out, and of course Wanda's hurting, and like I feel so bad for Wanda. I'm not saying Wanda's doing this maliciously, but I was trying to point out to Bo that like someone who's very aware of just how bad a victim is hurting would not say, oh, they'll never know this like sacrifice she made when they're the ones that were also causing them so much torment. And I was like, I don't think she should have been the person to deliver that line. That's all I wanted. I just don't think she should have delivered that line or in that way. I was like, there's slight word change. And I don't remember, I had a word or a sentence at the time that was like, if she was like, I know that was hard for you, or that, you know, something like that, instead of they will never know what you sacrificed.
Yeah.
I felt really awkward about that sentence. And it honestly just comes from my history, but he took it so hard. And we literally had the argument on TikTok where the person's yelling and he's like,
she was a witch, bro. Like that actually.
And a bubble dog.
Like I had to literally yell that to break the tension because it was actually getting to be a heated argument. So like,
that's so funny. So what was your take on it though, Uncle?
First of all, this version of the argument is way more cogent and like well put together than than it was received the first time. So I think getting to that point we both agreed is true. I think you're presenting.
You haven't said that yet.
You are okay. First of all, you're presenting like the sculpture of David, and like what you handed me was a fucking raw block of marble.
I gave him David's penis on a platter.
We whittled it down. This beautiful sculpture that we just argued here. But no. It was now it's too far gone, and I'm too old, and my brain is. But it was not this well presented.
We were literally yelling at each other.
We were though. It was bad.
Until we realized what we were saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're talking about, the fucking TV show.
I think that's like one of those things that was like only would happen during COVID. Like literally, we had left the house for like the entire weekend.
Yeah.
So.
That's so funny. So do y'all think that they're about to turn Wanda into a real villain or what? Like, what do you think is going to happen with that?
So that was like my guess the whole time. I actually kept saying this. I was like, get ready. The finale is going to be a banger. She's just going to be super evil and we're headed off to Doctor Strange and it's going to be awful. But yeah, so that didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to just straight up go evil full time, but I think that we're going to see a bad character arc in hopefully a movie.
But yeah, I mean, is she going to be this like antagonist to Doctor Strange? I don't know. I mean, she would be a great, I mean, clearly it was name dropped that she's stronger than him, but yeah.
So what do you want to see with her character arc?
Oh, right.
Do you want to see her become a real villain? Do you want her to be like an anti-hero, or do you want her to have like a redemption sort of arc where she's finally gets some therapy?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I can't get past what, because any future she has, Vision's going to play some sort of role, and I still don't know how I feel about New Vision. So
White Vision.
I can't quite like decide if I want them together. So like, I'm so lost because I don't know how I feel about New Vision.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I will say that I think it's far more interesting to watch her like achieve some sort of like true, like, I feel like this was just a taste of what could have happened given her power set. I want to see her just like,
I would love to see a flex, like a full-on flex.
Yes, absolutely. Like, and I'm hoping that's what we get, and we get to see, you know, a battle with Doctor Strange and him realize that like there's just no way I can overpower her. She's far too powerful. We have to do something else. And like, you know, I don't know how you end that. I don't know a satisfying conclusion to that, but yes, I would love to see full like villain mode. Come on, that would be amazing.
But I don't want to see ill intent. I want to
see villain in the idea that like Doctor Strange is the protagonist villain. But yeah, everyone's well intentioned, I guess. Sorry, that's wrong.
No, I don't want to see Wanda fall off a pedestal. That she's on a very high pedestal. I don't want to be far.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know.
So for me, I don't want to see her have a real villain arc because of the fact that the way she's behaving is driven by her grief, and I don't want to see a woman demonized for going through the grieving process. I'm not interested in seeing that, and seeing the fact that her children are gone and she wants to get them back turn her evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just not
motivation. Yes, agreed.
So that's my take on it. I don't want to see, because of that post-credit scene where she hears the kids yelling, which obviously is, if they have any brain cells at all, that will be a plot point in the multiverse of madness. I'm not interested in seeing that cause her to be evil and have to be like taken down by somebody, basically Doctor Strange. You know what I mean?
Right. That would be garbage.
I would be okay not seeing that. I feel like if this were if WandaVision was Wanda's downfall, and I'd be
that was the low point.
Yeah, that was like I'm fine. That's fine.
What I imagine, like a way out of this, because I'm just trying to think, how do you even do this story? So that maybe you have this foray into like somehow she does shatter the multiverse, and now it's like she's the initial, like she's what pushes this to go on. She's not the ultimate villain, of course. But
it could be like in Age of Ultron, where, you know, Tony and fucking Bruce create Ultron, but they're not the villains of the film. It could be like that, where she opens the multiverse and a lot of bad things happen, but she's not the actual villain of the show. That's what I would like to see.
That actually sounds really cool and super satisfying. And yeah, I could be down for that. Yeah. But then again, I just want to see that power flex. Oh my God, she's so cool. Yeah.
When she opened that little property deed and she sat down on the ground and then her power exploded, I was like, iconic, show-stopping, never before seen, sensational, you know, that Lady Gaga meme. And then that fucking tweet that was like, she gave him a magnum dong, that really took me out. That really took me out.
Yeah.
That was so funny. That was literally so funny. And her final transformation into that little outfit, are you kidding me? That was iconic.
Yeah,
I did love that.
Yeah, Yeah.
I mean, the Halloween.
Or even the Halloween episode, yeah, where she had.
So how do you feel about Quicksilver / fake Pietro / Ralph Boner?
Super playful.
Yeah.
Super playful.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I was really nervous actually because I was like, oh my God, is this really how we get mutants? And I'm like, this kind of sucks. Like I mean, like it's but no, I mean having him just like fake everybody up because that was such a meta episode. In that same episode, she says something about Kick-Ass, which of course like I was like, oh my God, yes, like this is such a meta episode.
Yeah.
So
She's opening the multiverse. She knows about Kick-Ass. She knows about that movie.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which speaking of him, he just got cast in to play Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh,
Yeah,
super
I saw
pumped.
that.
I'm super pumped for that.
Nice.
I saw somebody be like, do we really need another Jeffrey Dahmer movie? Do we need it? Do you really need it? And I was like, well, no, but also I guess.
My bachelor's career, we had to pick a person and like do a profile on them in our forensic psychology class, and I did mine on Jeffrey Dahmer, and I was very invested in seeing it play out.
I feel like I like Evan Peters. Don't know shit about him as a person. I literally don't know anything about him. However, I don't think I've seen a movie with him in it that I have not liked his performance.
Mm-hmm.
So
actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every little American Horror Story, I will just gobble up. Yeah, exactly.
But I was gonna say something and I forgot what it was because there was a bird out there and it was looking at me in the eyes.
That's that bird that will smash into the window.
They said that they keep threatening to shoot it.
Every time we talk to them, we're going to shoot the bird, and there's just weeks of it.
Looking at me right in the eyes, like, what are you doing in there? But I saw this meme. It was Thanos, and it said all that for a boner joke.
Worth it.
I was like, this is fine, but also like I don't know. I just felt like they wasted a lot of money hiring Evan Peters to just have him say the word boner at the end. You know what I mean? Like that was a lot of money and a lot of screen time for this character just to reduce it to boner.
Sure.
You know? That
actually, like, there were definitely little threads that like weren't resolved. Like, I mean, just dumb stuff. Like, okay, sure, there's that. So it's like, okay, that kind of fizzled out, and that was weird. But the missing person, the whole reason Agent, like, who was this missing person that he was coming for? And like, we never just. You could have even tied that together with Ralph Boner because he like that. That would have been easy, just done.
Well, because there was Monica found that headshot of him, and then found that work. Something. So they could have said something about like, oh, he's not actually from this town. You know what I mean? Right.
Just right there. Just done. Okay, we snipped that, and now it was odd, very odd. And then and then him being in witness protection could even open up to cooler stories later. Like he's actually somebody. Ralph Boner is a made up name. So now he's actually somebody. I don't know, anything like that would have been cool.
But WandaVision, chef's kiss. That was so good. Literally banger after banger. Every episode was so good. All of the characters were so good.
I completely agree. It was exactly what I wanted and didn't even know I wanted it.
Yeah. The one problem, other than just like the money they wasted on the boner joke, was why did they make him ugly as White Vision? Like, why did they change his facial structure to make him look worse?
Yeah, it's like
riddle me that.
I think this man is an anomaly anyway because he is not like take makeup off him, take facial prosthetics off of him, not attractive.
Yeah.
Put them on. I would.
Yes. You sent for him?
Yes.
So here's the thing though. I've had a thing for Paul Bettany since I was a child and saw the movie Inkheart where he played Dustfinger and he had that little ferret on his shoulder.
Inkheart, yeah. Oh, that was a long time ago. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So I had a thing for Paul Bettany since then. But White Vision, why does he look worse? Why does he look worse?
You're right, though. It's not just Vision with the white. They clicked white.
It's like his facial structure is different, and I don't understand why.
I don't know. Yeah,
I've never read the comics, so I don't know why he's white in the first place.
Whoa, yeah,
Is it comics based?
That's comics based. The white part is like indeed from the comics, like that's for sure. But like, yeah, what a weird choice with because let's even in the story they had Vision's head in Sword Lab base. Why did you have to make his face all chunky and like polygonal? And, like,
I don't know why. I need to see.
You got to pull up some White Vision here. Let's see. But yes.
And believe it or not, Dylan, White Vision in the comics looks even worse. He looks even worse because he looks naked. I looked up a picture and it's like he's naked and with a cape on. That's what he looks like, and it's frightening.
You see though, like there's
I don't know if he looks that different.
Okay, maybe
there's just less. There's like because it's flat. I feel like it looks different. Like there's no like two tones to play with.
To me, what it looks like is normal purple Vision. His like facial details are like engraved, it looks like. Yeah. But then with White Vision, it looks like his facial details are built on top. Like they're 3-dimensional, like they stick out.
Yeah, they're like it's like the contouring gets all fucking weird.
I think it's just hard to do one color like that. Like,
yeah,
I would say that it's almost the same. It's just it's so hard to do it with one.
There's something going on with the eyebrow on White Vision, not over there.
Well, again, like I think it's gonna look different when you can't that's so dark. White's gonna catch so much. Like I don't know, it's gonna be different than like a dark maroon.
This all fits back into the problem of White Vision.
Yeah. When I watched that final episode with Mom and Dad, because I watched the last like 3 on my own because I was like, I absolutely cannot see any spoilers for this. I have to watch it immediately. Yeah. When I watched it with them, I was like, now why does he look like he'd call me a slur? And she said, stop it. Am I wrong?
Nope.
Am I wrong?
He does look sinister in some way.
Yeah, no. White Vision, yeah, like sends his kids to private school. White Vision
for all the wrong reasons.
For all the wrong reasons, exactly.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you seen those Chad Yes memes?
No.
I'll send them to you later, but there was one where it's like just this guy and it just says yes at the bottom. And so there was one of Purple Vision and White Vision. And it was like the ship of Theseus thing, and it was just them, and they both said yes, just like looking at each other. It was really funny. Let's talk about the Vishon memes for a little bit. Those take me out. Those are so funny. Vishon, you know, where he's got the.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, those. No, yes, I showed you.
So funny.
They are so funny when you see Vishon with a do-rag or with a chain on or with a nice tight sweater.
Yeah.
He's
like posed up in the corner with his hand on his stomach. That's so funny.
Vishon and Wanda, oh my God, that was the best.
I love the internet sometimes.
Just redeems itself.
Yeah. I just love that they found this one screenshot of him standing like that, and then now it's just become this whole thing. It's so funny to me.
So funny. Yeah.
Let's talk about, for the final little bit, let's talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, okay? Because here's the thing. Okay. So for the people who are watching this and don't know me and haven't had this conversation with me 100 times already, because this is one of my favorite conversations to have, the way Endgame wrapped up, specifically with Steve, that did me so dirty. You're really telling me that we went through Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and then Civil War. His entire purpose was to find Bucky again. You're telling me when he finally gets him back that he's just going to chase Coochie? He's just going to go chase Coochie. Okay, so first of all, Steve and Peggy hardly knew each other by the time he went into the ice. By the time he came out of the ice and met her as an old woman, they were just hanging out, whatever. She literally died, and they closed that part of his life off in the most literal way. in the most absolutely literal way. It wasn't even metaphorical. She's dead. That's done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're telling me that when he finally gets Bucky back, we spent 2 movies on this bitch, that he goes back to chase Coochie. Not even mentioning the fact that she's been married and had children. He said, let me go be a home wrecker real quick. Let me hop in this alternate timeline, give me some Coochie, and then I'll come back in a minute. See you guys. It makes no sense. It does not make any sense. And I was talking to Dad about it, and he said, unprompted, without me even saying anything, he was like, you know, if you really knew that she had gotten married and had kids, you would not go back in time and change that. And I was like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It just, it makes no sense for his character to be so like invested in Bucky, literally going AWOL, leaving the Avengers to protect Bucky, and now he's gonna go chase Coochie.
So the worst version that I've heard of explaining that away, absolute worst, is that was Steve all along.
Yeah, I was about to say, we never saw the picture of her husband, right?
Right.
I feel like that's the go-to excuse.
It's like, yeah, it's like, of course, oh, well, because time travel, it was Steve all along. And like, okay.
I don't know
okay.
why, but I just want Bucky, if he's going to be with Steve, can he at least swing both ways?
Okay, here's the thing. Bucky is gay, Steve is bi, and that's a fact. Okay. Sam is also gay. I told this to Mom the other day. I said every single superhero that has ever existed is queer, and that's a fact. Okay, there has never been a cishet superhero. Okay.
I was literally trying to talk to. We were
wrong.
There was. I'm with you. There was something they were doing something not in this episode what you texted me about, but in the last episode 1, there was something that made you just kind of go, huh. I wonder if they're doing that on purpose. I can't remember what it was to save life on me. Maybe it was last night. Okay, maybe it was. Maybe I'm just confusing them. Maybe it really was last night.
I don't remember what happened either, but I do remember last night sitting there going.
We'll get to that in a second, but back to like the Steve and Bucky thing. They're in love, obviously. Look at me in the eyes and tell me that. I'm just. He was until it ended. And then they said, no, he's going to chase Coochie. He's going to go chase Coochie, no homo. They said, we queer coded these characters too much, and now we got to say no homo.
It's so weird because I look back and like the closing the cast, that was Civil War, I think, when she dies, right?
Yes.
So that's literally the Russo brothers. And it's like, guys, you like, I don't understand.
You closed this chapter and then you reopened it, and for what?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, because Chris Evans' contract is up.
So we were talking about this in Instagram DMs. I went off. It was 9:00 in the morning, and I was getting into some hot takes. But to me, if it was truly just to close Chris Evans's role in the MCU, they should have had his character die and then somehow referenced his movie title, Captain America, the First Avenger. Yeah. That would have been a much more satisfying end to that character's story, to somehow reference that point than to have him chase Coochie, you know? Yeah.
I actually,
I don't know. I feel like, as someone who's probably not as diehard of a fan as others, is like, there's a romantic part of me that like, that's probably Cap's number one regret is like on some level of not trying with Peggy. And so like, there's a part of me like, I get it. Like,
I mean, the version of that story is that like, the reason it's so romantic is that that Tony ends up making the sacrifice play after spending his whole life being selfish, and that Steve actually gives up on trying to save the world and actually goes and enjoys life and is a little selfish for it. Yeah, that's like the balance that's supposed to be shown. Right?
Yeah. But he should have done that with Bucky. He could have got Bucky in therapy, and he said, let's be domestic for a little bit, okay? We're not going to be fighting no more, baby. It's just me and you in this little apartment, and you're going to go to therapy. And it would have been perfect.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of problems because it's like all of a sudden now Cap has to like witness the JFK assassination and 9/11 and like just know that there's that none of these but know they exist.
Maybe he went to like a universe where none of that happens.
I mean, it's so weird because none of it gets explained. It's so weird. Maybe, but like none of it's explained, and it's all literally
where there's no corona. And
that's true. But yeah, it was this coochie ex machina that
And so that made me not want to watch The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I said they tried to say no homo, and I'm not trying to get into this little universe where they're homophobic, because that's the only solution. They're either bi and gay or they're homophobic. And so they tried to make Steve homophobic whenever he said, let me chase some coochie real quick. So I was like, I'm not interested in watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But here's the problem. Bucky is my favorite character in the MCU. So I don't know how I would ever convince myself that I could not watch that show. And oh boy, when I saw some screenshots and GIFs of this past episode, let me tell you, I said, get me to Mingy's house right now. We don't have any hotspot on our phones left. Let me watch this show right now. Because oh boy, are they gay. Oh boy, are they gay. And I was looking at the little videos and I said, you know what? It's been a hot minute since I've been really and truly queer baited. I'm ready to get back into it. I'm ready to be queer baited again with this show.
Let's go.
Because I haven't seen the show yet. I will tell y'all my thoughts on it after I watch it, after we wrap this, because I'm immediately going to turn on the TV as soon as I click in. But like, I don't know. I feel like they're not going to make Sam Bucky enemies to lovers and have them become a canon relationship. No. I feel like they're just queer baiting us, and I'm going into it knowing that. And just off the nostalgia of being queer baited, I'm like, yeah, this is probably fine. Because I really have not been queer baited in a while. I haven't engaged in any media that intentionally queer baits the audience in a while.
There you go.
So
that well needs to be filled up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. literally look me in the eyes and tell me that Bucky's not homosexual and that Sam is also non-homosexual. Look me in the eyes and tell me that.
I can almost guarantee you that you will get, there's 100% chance you are queer baited. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. There will be no satisfactory conclusion to your taste at all. It will be. Yeah.
In the last episode, they're both going to kiss women. And that's the finale, is that they both get girlfriends.
That's it. Yeah, they're like, hey, we both ended up with girlfriends. High five, and then cut the credits.
Mm-hmm. They were a lot of physical touch last episode between them.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
And that's what leads me to believe that they are intentionally queer baiting the audience, because like with Steve and Bucky, I feel like there was something there that the fans picked up on. However, I don't know if it was completely intentional by the writers and the directors to do that. Because so queer coding a character is different from queer baiting. And so I feel like, I don't know if Steve and Bucky were intentionally queer coded or if the audience just picked up on that. But I feel like with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they are intentionally queer baiting.
Well, progress. Then eventually we'll just get, finally we'll have our queer superheroes. But
but like I said, every single superhero that has ever existed is queer. Prove me wrong. I did this with Mom. I said, listen, give me a superhero and I'll tell you why they're not cishet. Everyone, I was just naming off
them out.
Because I'm correct.
Let's see if we can get anything. Hawkeye. Yeah.
Let's see. Hawkeye is he could very well be like demi-romantic or something, because we never saw him have a partner or anything until his wife was revealed.
Okay.
That's the only person in the MCU that he's canonically been attached to. So he very well could be demi-romantic and or demisexual.
Nice. Let's see. All right, let's see. The Beast from X-Men. Beast.
Are you kidding me? He's gay. He's gay, 100%. He's literally gay.
I also.
Sometimes I'm giving you softballs. You're hitting them out of the park. It's okay.
Explain it. He's literally
okay. Let's see. Squirrel Girl. She's not in the movie, so it's okay.
So yeah, I'm more familiar with the film versions, but I stand by my opinion. Even the comic book ones, there's absolutely never been a single superhero ever that's been cishet.
I feel like Hawkeye was my best version. Hawkeye's my best effort because the only person you've ever seen him be attached to is ScarJo and his wife. Like he's such a loner.
Yeah, that was a really good shot,
actually. Him and Natasha, that was completely platonic to me. I never saw a hint of any type of anything with them, and so that's one of the reasons.
Familial love, possibly like attraction, but never like hard boundaries. Like I don't know.
Well, yeah, of course they all know that they're hot as fuck. Right? Like everyone, they all recognize that. Like
someone else on my list, not very hot. She's towards the bottom. ScarJo, because mostly, and I know why I dislike her. It's because she's too perfect looking, and I've never seen her wear baggy clothes. I've just never seen her do it.
And she played a Japanese character in Ghost in the Shell, and she's white.
Oh, so that's right.
That's why I don't like her.
There you go. There we go. That's right. That did happen. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. All right. Let's do one more for the podcast. One more character.
Okay.
I can make a whole hour-long YouTube video about this. All right. If you guys want it, make it.
Please do it.
I want
it. Yeah, call to action right now. Yeah, this is what I want to see because that is the content I want to see for sure. Yes, 100%. Okay. Speed round. One more. I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, just throw.
No, I want to see a video on it.
I just want to see just one more.
Okay.
Just one more.
We can have one more, just for a taste.
Yeah, just for
the whole video.
Podcast. One more. Yeah. Okay, let's go Green Lantern. Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern.
Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. I feel like he's bi, but he's also a little bit homophobic. Like he's got a lot of internalized homophobia, but he is bi.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, my God, who doesn't want an hour of that? That is the best ever. Of this. Okay.
I'll make a little PowerPoint presentation and I'll just be like, so now we're on to Tony Stark. I'll just like 5 minutes just talking about it.
With my bullet points.
Exactly.
I'm down for it.
Please make that happen.
That reminds me, I feel like the next time we are extended together, like or extended family time together, I would love to do one of those like everybody makes a PowerPoint kind of thing, and that would be an insane PowerPoint.
Make a 5-minute
everybody has to sit through it.
Yeah.
Everybody has to.
We all have to respectfully sit through it and ask questions at the end, and yeah, we all have to do it. That would be great.
Like one of those where you just get a random topic and then you have to build a PowerPoint and like present it, that kind of thing.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like us three and then maybe mom would be good at it, but I feel like dad would be like, I don't want to do that.
Johnny would be good at it, but he would be like, I hate all of you for doing
That's it. True. Johnny would hate everyone for making him, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I had another secret topic, but we're running out of time. So maybe that superhero little thing would be the secret topic, unless you want me to do a rapid fire secret topic real quick.
Let's see. We got 8 minutes to a hard out. So if we can do it, can we do it?
Do it in 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the secret topic. Your favorite planets in our solar system, you have to rank them. But Earth is not included because she obviously gets number 1. So she's not included. And I can go first if you want me to go first.
Yeah, sure. Let's hear it. Yes.
All right. So my number 1 is Jupiter. Obviously, look at her. Best looking planet in the entire universe. Prove me wrong. But like, amazing. Love her. Number 1. Number 2 is Saturn. Saturn was my favorite planet for a while throughout childhood. She's cool as fuck too. But she gets number 2 just because of the way Jupiter looks. And then we got, so Pluto's also included in this list, okay? You have to include Pluto.
Good to know.
Pluto cannot be the last place, okay? That's another rule. And so then we've got, let's see, Neptune is number 3, just because of the color. I like that blue bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 4 is Mercury. Don't know much about her, but she's out here and she's vibing, you know?
Right.
And then let's see. Then it's Pluto is the next one, because Pluto does not deserve to be in last place. I think Pluto does not get the recognition it deserves. So it's going to go next to last. And then very last is Uranus, just because of the name of it. There's no other reason, just the name.
Uranus, number 1.
Okay.
Pluto 2.
Wait, where was Mars? Wait, and Mars was last? Is that?
Mars is dead last. Fuck Mars. Mars is my least favorite. That's arguably the worst planet. Okay. So boring. And why is everyone so obsessed with Mars? Literally, it's so boring.
Oh my God. Okay.
Mine would be, I'm only going to do my top 4.
Well, that's
Uranus, Pluto, Mars, because I really like the whole lander thing. That was very emotional for me. And then I'll go Jupiter, but only because Jupiter kind of reminds me of Texas, and I just don't know how I feel about Texas.
All right. Because it's the biggest? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay, first of all, y'all are sleeping on Venus, and that's really pissing me off because that's my number 1 for sure. Venus has like fucking sulfuric acid clouds, and it's like 800 degrees there. That's the coolest thing ever.
I smell sulfur all the time.
What a cool planet. And there might even be life in its upper atmosphere. The coolest. Okay, 10 out of 10. Venus. Then I will go for Saturn. Gorgeous. Come on. Then Uranus. Well, and then Mars, because Mars is actually pretty cool. Like it probably did have life at some point, and it still got water and has potential for us living there. That's pretty cool. I don't know how I feel the rest of them, in like Pluto, Jupiter, or Neptune, but then dead last is Mercury. It's like trying way too hard when it's like the first planet away from the sun. So fuck Mercury. There we go.
You would hate Mercury.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at how low Jupiter is on y'all's list. Look at Jupiter. Tell me that that's not the prettiest planet, okay? Look at it.
It is gorgeous, and it has a big red anus.
I get it. I get it. I just thought it was a joke, and that's all I had.
Honestly, yeah, like the real planets were the friends we made along the way. That's yeah.
Mm-hmm. And look, Mars is so overrated. This is a Mars slander channel, okay? This channel is anti-Mars, all right? And that's a fact. We're anti-Mars here.
Had I known, my publicist never would have booked this podcast. How dare you? This is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Got a Mars stan over here, and I'm a Mars anti.
Yes.
So now we have to duke it out.
We definitely watched the whole like landing the new thing.
Oh, highly recommend.
And the drone, and we watched it, and I cried through the entire thing.
Oh yeah, it's the best. It'll the human emotions of it, and like watching people be nervous, and like
all that hard work, and like my empathy muscles were on overdrive.
Yeah, highly recommend. Those are very good. No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mars sucks, and that's my final comment on it. Mars fucking sucks.
You get the last
We
word.
hate Mars.
Fair.
Fuck Mars. All my homies hate Mars.
I'll let you have that.
It's
This
like,
is your podcast. You'll get the last word. It's fair.
Mm-hmm. This is my podcast, and I say we hate Mars here. Mars is an invalid planet.
Well, I need to go pee next to my Uranus.
Wow. Okay, that's a great place to wrap it up. What an excellent joke to send us out on that.
Mm-hmm. That's it. It still doesn't show me the record option because Zoom really said, I'm about to ruin this man's whole career. Because
I started. What was there? What?
For class, it doesn't work half the time. I only just now got it to work on my computer this semester. I can't host anything. I had to do an interview for class with one of my classmates a couple weeks ago. I had to make him the host so that he could record it because it won't let me do it.
Jesus. So yeah, it really is just something specific to your install. Whatever.
And it won't let me share my screen either. Like I can't share stuff.
You have like the pirated version. You have the bootleg. You didn't get the coffee. Maybe that's a little better. Yeah. Sure.
We dyed my hair last night and I cut it myself a week ago.
It is very fresh. I like the dye. It is popping, actually. Yes.
My roots, I don't know if you can tell, but they're green.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
It turned my roots green for some reason.
Oh, lovely. Wait, is that new ink? Have I never seen that before?
This? I don't know.
No, okay, no, never mind.
Have we?
I got it in November.
I've seen that in person.
Not in person, but I guess we've seen it. It's just not. Yeah. Okay. Dang, you're just gonna be completely recognizable. It'll just be.
I was already talking to Andy. I was like, I can't. If I want to sell feet pics, I'll have to get tattoo concealer because I don't want like 20 years down the line to be in an interview on a press junket for my newest movie and then to be like, so we found these, tell us about that. And it's like pictures of my feet that I sold for like 1,000 each. Like,
speaking of,
so I'll have to get.
Speaking of feet pic, have you heard the song Feet Pic?
It's just
we found it on TikTok because who is it?
T-Pain.
T-Pain was reacting to it, but let me just play a little bit.
I want to see my pictures grow. Yeah, and
That's so silly.
The album cover art is just like horrendous. Like,
I swear to God,
absolute worst that they could have chosen.
I swear to God, Patrick Kirkendall has these feet.
Gross. We have an Adidas feet. All right, gross.
LOL.
We're gonna move on. Okay, sure.
We gotta be mindful of the time today. So
yeah, we have to be at a friend's.
Wrap it up around at the.
How much time do y'all have? So I've been trying to cut these things at about an hour, which has absolutely not been working. So
I would love to be able to wrap it at an hour.
An hour would be great. Yeah, for sure. We can do an hour.
Okay. So that would be about 11:20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go over
11:30, 11:45. Yeah.
We made pepper jelly. I didn't make my throat.
So there's this pepper dust in the area. Exactly. Capsaicin in there.
Is there a specific time that you absolutely have to be off the call?
I would say quarter till.
Half past quarter till.
No, quarter till for sure. Like we'll be late.
To what? Quarter to what?
No, quarter. Well, for us, quarter to 5, which would be quarter to noon for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, when bitches be talking about half past, quarter to, I'm like, just don't even do me like that. Look. Tell me exactly what time it is. Other than that, just kick me in the mouth or something. I don't know. For all the good that does me. Every time Mom says that, I'm like, no, I don't know what time it is, so tell me it's half past. I'm like, half past what? I don't know what time it is.
They have a flavor of that in Sweden where they don't say half past, or they'll say 10 over or
10 to.
Yeah, 10 to or 10 over, yeah. And so but still same thing. They'll do it all the time.
I hate it.
Yeah. So I am the victim of my own thing I've created.
in French, they do like, so instead of saying it's like, you know, a quarter till 7, they'll say 7 o'clock minus the quarter. And it's like, now how does that make sense? How does that make sense?
But also French does weird counting stuff anyways, right? Like just counting. Like isn't like
yeah, so after 60, it shifts to like, you gotta like add up, you gotta get your little calculator out. So 70 is 60-10, and then 80 is 420s, 90 is 420s 10. It makes no sense. And I don't remember, like, we learned about it in class when they started doing it, but like, because it would make sense if they said like, you know, 60 is 60, and that's like, you know, that makes sense because 6 is 6, so 60, obviously you would assume that that's, you know,
that fits
60. And so then we were like, it'd make more sense if 70 was like 70, like 7.
You can make
that.
Up
No, it's 60-10. It makes no sense, and who knows why it's like that, but it just is. Sipping my little McDonald's drink.
You don't like your giant water?
We're leveling up, boys.
Got our water?
Dylan has her giant water. She was hoping.
Oh my God.
We're gonna cheers.
Hey, you got a straw.
Holy, that is a banging straw. Look at that giant thing.
It's made out of silicone. Let me unveil it for you. Unsheath it. And no, I've never washed it. Of course, I've never washed it.
It's silicone. Nothing gross on silicone.
When I get chapstick on the edge, I just scoop it out with my little fingernail, and it's fine. It is so clean. It's a wonder I haven't gotten the coronavirus from my own self yet.
Exactly.
All right, are y'all ready to start?
I am ready.
Let's do it.
I need to get behind you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Eventually
It was like
haunting
so dramatic.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is happening?
This.
Now I'm
I
scared.
love having technical difficulties.
Oh. Okay, are we caught up? Because you are frozen. There you are. Wait, no.
Can you? I can't hear you now.
Are we frozen or are you frozen?
Hello?
Are we doing it?
Hello?
No. Okay. This is awful.
Hello?
This is the worst. Hey, yes.
Hello?
Yes. You're caught up.
Hello? Hello?
Oh my God. That's good. Okay, now we're caught up. We're good.
Hello?
I feel traumatized because I feel like
y'all are completely silent. If y'all can't hear you.
Wait, so hello? So just hello? Oh my God, okay.
What is happening?
Oh, that was great. That was better than any story I was trying to tell. I don't even know what I was talking about. That's fantastic.
Hello?
You speed up.
my favorite part is when
This
she
is
speeds up.
so ratchet.
It's like you will like take a drink and dig it, and it's, oh my God, it's so ridiculous. Okay, are we here? I think we're live. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. We've clearly talked too much about AI, and the machines are stopping us. It's the silent.
It's not silent on us.
We can hear you. Oh boy. No.
If you log off and log back
Yeah,
on.
maybe, yeah. End the meeting.
Or maybe Amy log out. I don't know. Can't Amy log out?
And restart. Let's start.
It made you the host again.
Okay, great. I'm recording now. I I mean, I have all the video if we just want to cut for technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'll just fucking piece it together. We hate that. Hate to see it. I switched the Wi-Fi network, so maybe that'll work more. And that's what they get. That's all they get.
That's it. I'm gonna stop recording now. I really am. Okay.